I said fuck Xbox, fuck all these Xbox, fuck every Xbox dead channel. Won't give a damn. It's PlayStation for life. You don't get it? Let's get it. Let's do this. Let's do this, my ponies. Let's go to war. What? Say what? Yeah. I say I double tip on The Last of Us. Woo. Yeah, I double tip on the director's cut. Woo. Double dip on every damn release. Damn right. Yeah, Jim Ryan is my motherfucking boss. The boss. Yo, and we don't care about no layoffs. Yeah, all the shine are gonna keep it on the low. Shh. We be sucking on every damn toe. Yum. Because Sony PlayStation gets the love. Yeah, so all hell Sony, we be your ponies. You can take my wife, you can take my money. I'm obsessed with the God of War. Yeah, all my ponies ready to go to war. The PlayStation high all over my head. Pentimeter PS5, 120 FPS. Blue team is the set, throw it up. I never had sex, I only care about sales. I said what I said. Woo! Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Only PlayStation gets my love. Only Sony gets my love. Thug love, pony love. Yeah. I see you Xbox. I see you playing on Game Pass for free. Nah, man, we don't do that over here. We pay $70 a game. Yeah, you Xbox be broke. You so stupid, so goofy. Fuck you, Demo Flow. Fuck you. Like and subscribe. Yeah, if you wanna see me more on Demo Flow Gaming channel. Fuck this dude, I'ma pop in the shot every time. Yeah, but I'm here to show my pony love. And you with it? Say what? Yo! Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Demo Flow Gaming Show. Where I share my passion for gaming to keep you informed of everything that's going on with the Xbox ecosystem, Sony PlayStation fanboys, Nintendo, the whole gaming industry. Y'all already know the deal. We're back at it again. Happy St. Valentine's to all of you. Much love to chat here to my, amazing panel. Thank you all for coming. You already know the deal. Hit the like button. Subscribe for more fire content like this. We do this every Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern time. You don't want to miss it. I'm also streaming live video games. So I've been playing a lot of games live. Last weekend, we had DMC 5, which I finished here on stream with you guys. So shout out to everybody who came through the live streams and rocked with me, man. It was dope as hell to be able to complete a full game with my boys and, of course, with my girls. Any way you identify, who gives a shit? And, bro, hey, it's freaking Friday, so we're feeling good. We got our homies with us. We got Power Boss in the building. What's going on, player? I see you.
What's up?
Hey, man. Thank you for coming, bro. How you been?
Absolutely phenomenal. Happy Valentine's, everybody.
Happy Valentine's, everybody. And we also got the Archangel Nexus going in.
Yo, what's going on, chat? Yo, thanks for having me on the show, everybody. We talk games in this house, and the house always wins.
Tell them. Yo, so I'm so happy to be doing this for you guys and hanging out. It's going to be a great show. We got a lot of things to cover. It's been a busy week for gaming. Right, we had a state of play, right? Avowed early access started yesterday. I've been playing the hell out of Avowed, so that takes me to our first topic. Let's get started right away because we'll do all the catching up that we have to do here, talking about these topics and more because we got a few surprises today. So.
Shout out to Adidas 20 and Lycos 45 in the chat.
Right. Let me rock with the shot first. Power Boss was the first one, always punctual. Thank you for coming through, homie. And we
I
got
try. I
Adidas.
try.
And we got Adidas 20 with the fight. Thank you for the donation. He said ponies in any state of emergency. Damn, he state of emergency. That's a nice one. That should be like a whole song. That should be like a whole song. Lycos 45. What's up, Demo and chat? Shout out to Lycos. They've been coming to my live stream. It's hard to me. It's always been showing love. Shout out to you, man. Thank you, bro. Joe, I'm sorry. I'm buying a MacBook and an iPhone. Joe, what the hell is that game?
Nah, that's Zombie Killer. Shout out to him.
Damn. All right, man. Wow.
He's been doing it because of Joe from Seattle's
Joe from Seattle.
Goofy shout outs.
Yeah. He did.
So he changes his name, and he's laughing at it because Joe reads him out.
Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. I watch his content too. I watch Joe from Seattle content. He's really
he's good.
Shout out to him. Lycos 45 saying ponies are copping hard for the state of mid. We're gonna talk about the state of mid and everything. We got Royer Gaming. What's going on, player?
What's up, Royer?
Dímelo. And we got Jay Dusty coming through. How you doing, player? Thank you for coming. Yeah, man, that shot right there, man. Much love. I'm gonna be reading you throughout the show, but yeah, let's begin, dude. Because, damn, wait. Come on.
Black Ops Season Game Pass, yo. ABK be killing it. We so happy playing. The fanboys be hitting it. Ponies be so cynical, they rather pay the 70. They pay for PS Plus. That makes no sense to me. Xbox got no games. That's why they keep on telling me. Conquer DOA, I'll be green like a celery. You playing console sales, me and you are not the same. Shout out to the gamers that just care about the games.
Boom. Games, bro, and that gotta burn. Sony PlayStation fanboys deep within their souls, if they even had one, because ponies got no souls, right? I don't know. That's a reference to South Park. I don't know if you've seen that episode.
I have.
Yeah, right. So ponies got no soul. And then police be like, no, I got a soul. I go to church. That was a funny ass shit. But yeah, anyways, bro, I'm gonna tell you this. Xbox is on fire, and I've been playing the fire. I've been playing with fire. Literally, my hands right here, they're burning right now because I've been playing Avowed, y'all, and straight hit right away. Like as soon as I put it in, you know what I'm saying? And I saw the first cut scene, the introduction to the game, the presentation. Like I thought to myself, this is quality right here. So I mean, this is no capping. This is not like I have to lie because I had to hey, do a show here and keep face. No, bro, this is fucking true. I played this shit for real. Matter of fact, I played here yesterday on stream. So if you want to see my initial reaction to the game, first time that I even fired it up on my Xbox, then you can go ahead and watch the live stream that I did yesterday. It's called playing Avowed for the first time, game time, whatever. Go check it out. But holy shit, that game is dope. And I don't know if you guys been playing it or had the chance to play or seeing any footage. I know Power Boss was here yesterday with me in the stream.
I was in the stream. I was there at C Money, and I didn't win it.
You didn't get it. That's right. And
shout out to the two who did, the one from Heartgate and one from EJ Jackson.
Yeah, shout out to them, bro, and shout out to the people who make that happen, because that was amazing. The fact that Heartgate went ahead and gave a code in there, that's dope. I just gotta learn how to do that because I don't know if you guys noticed, but we are at 2,000 subscribers. Damn it, 2,000. That is like shit. Let's go. And it's like, dang, when I started doing the show, I didn't expect it to take off or nothing. I was just like, wow, fuck it. Ponies are talking shit, so I'm gonna talk shit back. It is what it is. And then that's how we started, man. But at Discord, this always been a gaming channel. I always be talking about games. You can look into the gaming history or whatever. Back in my first videos and whatnot, which are truly embarrassing because obviously I was learning. I didn't have the experience that I have right now, right? In making content. So if you go out back there, you see some of the games that I used to play here, and damn, bro, like coming from that and turning the channel into this a show and sort of like a center, right, for everything gaming, including like news, fanboy song. Like this is like if you were really deep into gaming, this is a good channel, dog, to be on, because trust me, I'm not always here spanking ponies. I mean, I'm here playing games. I'm here talking about games, and you will see throughout the show that the conversation is always around games, which is why I got Power Buzz on Archangel Nexus with me, because every time I go into Discord, this motherfucker is playing. Like, how do you do it? Power Buzz, that you always freaking playing games. It's crazy. I wish I had that much time to play video
My
games.
secret is I never turn off my computer.
Yeah, bro. Boy, damn, bro, you always playing. But yeah, that's dope. Shout out and thank you all of you. I'll do something special probably by tomorrow here in the channel for reaching the 2,000 subscribers. And yeah, I just want to say thank you to all of you guys that come over here and interact with the channel in any way, shape, or form. You are much appreciated. Even if you were pony up, because ponies over here, bro, some of them contribute. Shout out to Eternal. That's, you know, he's one of my members. He's a member. He goes ahead and super chat. He's like, okay, why am I gonna hate on that? He had the right to say whatever he wanna say. People.
Same thing with Next Gen Nero.
Yeah. Everybody. Yeah, it doesn't matter. You know. So what I'm trying to say is like, you know, people is just like freaking cool. You know. So I see you down there, chat. Let me see you.
Let's catch up.
Yeah, then it's too much, and it's gonna take too much time to read all the chats. But Joe, I'm sorry, I'm buying a MacBook and an iPhone, saying I was bored with the State of Mid. The Days Gone remaster made me bust out laughing though. Damn. Woo! Days Gone remaster, dude. The nerve. The nerve. And we're gonna talk about the State of Play deeper into the show, because first we want to talk about, you know, what's going on with Avowed and why Xbox is on fire. But we're definitely getting back to this comment, man. So, greatness awaits. Did Phil turn into an Asian college rapper? Oh shit! Yeah, that he's talking about the first clip that I saw. It's not Asian, it's Latino, right? I'm the one rapping, yo. I'm the one rapping. But yeah, like exactly, yeah. Oh, it's so good, by the way. Yeah, man. I was behind the scenes here speaking with Power Boss, and I was just saying, bro, like how much fun I've been having with the game. I wanted to say here, which is like this is part of the topic, right? It falls right into the topic. The Avowed is so good, and from the get-go, from the very, very beginning of the game, you start seeing like, wow, Obsidian did really put a lot of love into this game, and the attention to detail is incredible. I got no freaking words to tell you how much attention to detail they pay to the environment. Now, the accessibility settings that they give you, which I was telling Paul was that you can do this and that with it, is crazy. So you got no reason why you wouldn't like this game. Literally, you don't like first person, they give you third person. If you don't like doing this, they give you an option to doing that. You don't like being over comfort, they give you an option so you can send your shit straight to your camp. Like how? Like how can you complain? Like there's no way. Like that's one of the best things they've done. They eliminated stamina from running. So now you can run for longer. You get into a fight, you utilize any of your abilities or something, your stamina obviously is gonna, have some type of negative effect, but you can recover more quickly. It's like a more dynamic game, and it almost feels like I was telling Simone last night. Shout out to Simone and Duda. I was there with Hardy as well doing the show last night. Go check it out. And I was saying that it reminded me a little bit of Assassin's Creed, the gameplay. Okay, so it is because you can parkour. You can parkour in this game. So literally you press A to climb over obstacles and stuff, and you can keep the combos going. So it feels very fluid. It feels almost like an FPS. It reminds me the way you move around Halo. I would think Halo 5, something like that, that movement type of movement, Halo 5. So it feels like very fluid. Like it's not super fast, like I would say like Call of Duty, but it's like on a mid, on a middle ground there. And I thought that was very good. It felt like my character was agile and it wasn't like heavy, right? Which sort of make these games like that's one of the reasons why I don't like Souls like, and it's because the characters over there usually are heavy, the blows are slow. It's just like not as dynamic as a hack and slash, in my opinion. And also like has more difficulties, more annoying to play these bosses. But anyways, I've been enjoying the hell out of it. So I've seen some reviews, some positive reviews, and I've seen some negative reviews. So we're gonna talk about it during the show. But I kind of want to hear about the first impressions of Power Boss and Arcangel when it comes to Avowed licensed gameplays out. Like before, we had like a little trailers, little this and that. But now we actually have like full streams of people playing it. So if you're interested in Avowed, chances are you watched some of the gameplay. So I wanted to ask you guys, like, if you haven't played, like, what do you think so far, and what do you think about people opinion in general in the game? Are people talking good, talking bad? Like, what do you think is going on with this game?
I think the general consensus is people are loving the game. They did the same thing with Starfield. They did the same thing with Hellblade 2, that it is a graphical masterpiece, but there's things that are lacking. So far, I'm not seeing that with Avowed. I haven't got myself hands on it. It's installed on my Xbox, but I don't have the early access. We'll try and rectify that. But if not, I have no problem waiting. It's only 5 days, right? I'd like to get the upgrade, but whatever. And then from what I've seen, listening to C Money and Doodle last night, C Money doing his review, he totally forgot that you could dual wield the wands. and that's not all. Just about any single-handed weapon you can dual wield. So, if you watch the deep dive, they explain that there. So anybody who is excited about the game has watched everything and is looking forward to playing it. I'm looking forward to playing it. I love my RPGs.
Hell yeah.
As far as like anybody who's media reviewing, the only honest negative criticism that I've seen about the game that is genuine and honest was actually from Luke Stevens. And he got the PC review copy of the game and he was playing it and he says, up to a certain point, we can't show anything past this. They actually gave a disclaimer for anybody who got a review copy, don't show anything past this point. And he said, and the problem is all of his complaints were from that point on. He was getting corrupted save files. He actually booted it up and showed, he can't even continue the game because his save file is corrupted. So, that's a shame. But he did say that they do already have a patch day one that's going to fix that for the PC version. So far, I haven't heard anybody for the Xbox version have any negative complaints. When it gets to that far, but we got that going on. But from what I understand, the game is very in depth. The decisions that you make actually affect your gameplay, just like Skyrim and any Bethesda RPG. Anything that is a quest item or things that you could find are all in the game. The loot as you level up is generated randomly. So, you can do the same area twice at different points in 2 different playthroughs, and you won't find the same items. So, that's always a plus.
That's dope.
So, the request rewards are probably going to always be the same, but that's to be expected probably. You're not going to do a level 4 quest when you're level 50 when you go back to it. But, you're not going to expect anything other than a level 4 loot.
Right.
Because I think C Money said that he did that first quest that you just got on that you died at when you were playing yesterday.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
But he said he went 10 hours later back to it to turn it in. So, that's the freedom that you can have in an open world or at least a semi-open world game. And from what I understand, the map is humongous. You're only in the first area and the map expands when you get outside that area. It's got all the different types of weapons. It's got all the different types of spells and magics and 2 different ways of casting. You can combo like crazy. There is nothing that I am seeing about this game so far that I am not liking.
Yeah, it's a
And
lot
that's
of
just
freedom.
me. That's just me.
Yeah. And like in the beginning area, only in the beginning area, which is like the first town, like it's a tutorial town. Literally in there, they're teaching you how to, how to sell your weapons, where to buy them, where to find certain equipment and items and whatnot. But like in that area, if you take a little bit of time to explore it, because what I'm doing is that I'm trying to play the game right in front of you. I wanna continue the story with you guys here and do it live, right? But behind the scenes, I'm playing too. But I'm not playing to the point that I'm advancing the story. I'm just like within the same POI. I'm just like, looking out this window, getting on top of this roof. Can I climb this? I'm testing things out. And I found so many things.
I
Like
will
in one
say,
area.
I
That's
like
crazy.
your criticism when you were playing, that you were saying that you can't interact and destroy everything that you come across
Yes.
in the town.
Yes.
That I think is more of something to do with the creation engine that Bethesda
Yeah, of
uses
course.
compared to other games. It's not a bad thing per se, because there are a lot of things that you can't interact with and destroy out in the world. You were doing it on stream. There are boxes that you can destroy and items you can find. Um, I'm just wondering if it's because it's a static town item is what it is. I think after you leave the first town, that may change, but I don't know.
Maybe. Okay,
But
so
I'm pretty sure it's going on.
the one thing that I found that so far that really impacted me about Avowed is that they always got a solution to every freaking problem. So the solution in this case is like they always gonna show you if an object is interactable or not. So you are always gonna see it. Like for example, yesterday I got on this roof because I'm trying to like see if I can go through a building that doesn't have any doors. Maybe I can go through the roof, or I can go on the ground and maybe reach it that way. You know how it is with RPGs. Gotta get creative, and I went on top of a roof, and I'm like, damn, how can I go in there? I stepped on the wood on the roof, and then he showed me that I could hit it with my weapon. So I hit it with my weapon. I went through it, and boom, I landed right on the chest. So that's fire. I like how you can interact with the environment to get access to different areas. Also, you can use your magic, like the fire magic or whatnot, to burn stuff to go through, right? But yeah, that one of my criticisms was, yeah, that everything in the environment you cannot interact with, and that's fine. That's fine because look, it gets old destroying shit throughout the whole game. Every time it gets old, it gets grindy. Sometimes you start doing it at the beginning, but then you stop doing it at the end because what's the point? You're always expecting to get an item out of it, and look, you're breaking boxes and shit, and like that they just lying around. It doesn't make sense. But anyways, it'll be like a cool feature, So because why not? But at the end of the day, it didn't bother me too much just because they added a solution to it. You know what I'm saying? You can see what's destructible and what's not. They put a little icon in there. That doesn't mean that you can try to. You can try, and maybe you discover something that people don't know. And that's what this game is about. Like, this game doesn't hold your hand. This game is brutal. Like in the Powerballs, no, I went into do the first mission. This lady, she gave me the key to the house. She was really flirty. And I'm like, okay, let me go in there and do it. And I get killed because I got jumped by a bunch of enemies that I wasn't ready for. I didn't have any potions on me, so I was my mistake because I didn't prepare. And like the lady, bro, before I leave the town, lady that's there, that she's a guard at the door, she told me, don't be venturing out there. If you die, you die. Like, it's dangerous. It's not a game. And what did I say? You can go back to the stream and watch it. I said, I'm not going to die. Yeah, right. I died right away, like instantly almost. But anyways, Archangel, what do you think about the game? Let's move on, bro. What's up?
Yo, how's my audio real quick?
Yeah, your audio is good. Yeah, your audio is good.
So I'm gonna keep it short. I've seen a lot of videos. The game looks good, and Powerball's basically covered off. But I'm gonna say one thing though, like, we all know the real reason why certain outlets and certain people, because the general consensus is that the game is good. I'm seeing that mostly everywhere. Most of the influencers are like they're liking it. But when you go in the comment section, you see all the usual suspects saying the same BS. This flaw, that flaw. It's always the same nonsense. But I'm expecting fully that all these people all these people putting the score mad unreasonably low. The majority of them, if they're not playing like a faulty experience on PC. Most of them are just docking it because it's not on PlayStation. If this game was on PlayStation, way higher.
Facts. And you hit it right there in the nail, bro. It is because it's not on play. Same Starfield situation. Some of these reviews remind me of Starfield reviews. I was looking, matter of fact, let's pull one out right now, right? Because let me go here to Metacritic real quick. No, hold up. Avowed Metacritic. God damn it, if I can do it. And then we're gonna see some of the reviews, and I'm gonna tell you like from what I played, So Avowed right at the moment is sitting at an 80 in Metacritic, which is not bad. And people are calling it average. 80 is not average. Average is like 60, 70. That's average. That's yellow. That's yellow there. This is green still. And look, it's holding up like really good. Hold on. Let me present the... Okay. Let me see my window. Boom. We out here in Metacritic at the moment. Can you guys see?
Yeah.
Can you guys see? Okay, so Avowed is sitting on an 80 right here. If we see some of the reviews, for example, let's go and look at this review down here. See the action. Look, see the action saying 65. What? 65? I'm curious to see what was the score that they gave Concord. I'm curious. But anyways, Avowed delights and disappoints. This mix of RPG and action adventure offers a great deal of freedom in terms of exploration and character development in the beginning, only to fail to exploit the full potential of the system implemented later, and such is later on such a shame. So that makes it bad for you? I don't know, because you are praising it, but then he said it doesn't reach the full potential. But like, he's like, this is a game that doesn't hold your hand. So the potential of the things that you want to do, like combos and things like that, is you have to freaking unlock the abilities, one, and two, you have to learn how to use them effectively and learn how to do these combos. This is like me saying, oh shit, Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat 1 has a bunch of freaking techniques, right? Power Boss, your mic is I think acting up. So thank you, man. So this is what I mean, like saying Sub-Zero has a bunch of techniques in Mortal Kombat, but he sucks because I can win matches online. And then there's somebody out there who plays with Sub-Zero who can win a bunch of matches online because he just know how to use it. Even though, like, just because you get all these abilities doesn't mean that it's gonna be like, it's up to you to use them effectively. Also up to you to get to know the enemies and the lore and what affects them, what secondary effects or what's gonna call it, like what affects them, right? Like electricity or fire or ice.
CD Action gave Concord a 45.
They gave it 45. Okay. So I respect it. But yeah, 65 is crazy. And this is not me crying about the review score, because I could give it shit. I could care less. I've been playing the game. The game is available to you, bro. It's on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? A week from now, you're going to be playing Avowed. Me, I was super interested in the game, so I went the extra mile and got the premium upgrade, right? But you don't have to, you can just wait for it and play for it on Game Pass, and it's going to be dope. And it is dope. So to give again this 65, that's totally bad. I don't really get it. Maybe a 7 out of 10 is more fair, when you look at things, objectively like this, but this is crazy. But let me see what the hell chat's saying, man. I see you down there, and then we continue talking about Avowed and whatnot. So I see Dollar Knight in the house. How you doing, Dollar Knight? Good to see you. Good to have you here, man. He say I played Avowed for 2 hours last night. And then he's saying back here that this will be my main game for a few months. Straight up. He said it right there. He tried it. He liked it.
Supposed to be.
You know what I'm saying? That's how it is. Yeah, Keo walking in the house saying, I never turned off my computer on or Xbox. Damn. How they survive for so long? Oh, Pony's happy to play remakes all day, all night. Wow. That's true. Joe saying, I would love to see a new Socom or Twisted Metal, but that probably will never happen, sadly. Well, I mean, Twisted Metal season 2 just got renewed on Peacock. So if you are interested in Twisted Metal, you can go ahead and watch the series. But can you watch? Can you play the game? Nah, because there's no new Twisted Metal game. It got canceled. So what is it, Sonny? Is it gonna be TV, or is it gonna be games? Because I see games about
irony.
the same. Yeah, that's crazy. The irony, like you said it, like they cancel Twisted Metal game and they renew the Twisted Metal TV. I don't know. You ponies go ahead and put that in a triple beam and see where this shit is going. and the respect that you're getting, right? Greatness Awaits saying, I like the tone of the game. It has humor, but it also kind of serious as well. Yeah. That's how Obsidian games are. They're very humorous. I think they're a little bit more playful than Bethesda sometimes, at times. But I love their humor, and I also love the tone of the game, the fantasy, right? The colors. It's just like, okay, a lot of people wanted this to be a dark fantasy game, right? A lot of people were crying for that because that's what they were expecting. And I'm happy to play a cozy, right? RPG that have all this sensory integration, because this is crazy on the colors, the neon, and what the things that glow in the dark, and it's just a very, very, very colorful game. So when you're playing this game, it's not so much like the textures, it's not so much the graphics, it's just like the combination of everything with such great colors that it's just like, damn, bro, you can get your eyes off a screen because there's always something cool to look at. The eye candy is crazy in this game. And it's not because it's like, oh, Hellblade type of realistic. It's like the art style, is what sets it apart. It's just a style. So we got Bachi watching in the house saying, damn, Luke Powerbuzz on his welfare pass background. Damn, what's up? Okay, what were you going to say? Damn.
Yo, it's crazy. Speaking of Twisted Metal, there's a the Twisted Metal mod that came out. The dude that made the Twisted Metal 4 mod. Okay. Like how you come out with a whole game before Sony does, and it's a great game.
Yeah, I don't know, man. And the funny thing is that this is a thing. And I posted it on Twitter. And I said, like, PSN down, console sales. What was the other thing? State of play, console sales. What was the other thing? No roadmap, no first-party games, console sales. They increase your prices, console sales. It's a defense mechanism of the ponies. It is. Like every time, it's like, when you were a little kid, and you were like arguing with another kid and you had no argument and you just say like your mama is ugly. Like that's it. That's the breaking point. Like they got nothing else to say about the conversation. So your mama ugly. That's literally console sales for Sony PlayStation. That's how immature they are. And look, I'm not saying that Sony PlayStation is doing bad or that they're gonna disappear from the market. Like this is great. They're making money. They're selling consoles, but they're not giving you games. A Lamborghini is as good as a fucking Corolla if the tank is empty and you got no fuel. Like you got a Lamborghini, right?
That's
you
right.
got a Lamborghini, and let's say this is the last can of fuel, the last gallon of fuel in the world, and I put it in my Corolla. Which one is better, your Lamborghini or my Corolla? The one that freaking runs. Because we need to get the hell out of here. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is, like, don't believe that bullshit, man. That Xbox is in trouble and all of that, because we got the games here, dude. We got the games here. So let me see
that's the lifeblood.
With the shout out. Some Asian guy. How you doing, man? Skylight's in the building saying enjoying Avowed. Better combat. More than Kingdom Come Delivery 2, better sim like. Okay, so Avowed is a different type of game, right? It's more arcadey, it's more like, more like that. Kingdom Come tends to be more realistic, right? When it comes to the combat and everything. They go both amazing combats based on what I heard, because I haven't played Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I'm trying to probably get in the next couple of months whenever whenever I get the chance. Way too many fucking games. But yeah, they're two different combats, but like you're saying, they both fire, man. Yeah, that is. Kingdom Come is brutal. No, Kingdom Come is a brutal RPG, dude. Brutal RPG. But I'll continue reading chat later. But going back to the reviews, we see. Let's go ahead and see another negative review. As you can see, a lot of people gave it 100. Like, I don't usually agree with hundreds because you can usually leave some room for improvement. But I can get why somebody's excited to play the game and be like, damn, I love the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? It's 10 out of 10. Like, I get it because I got the same excitement. But like, as you can see, look, Eurogamer Poland, bro, this is crazy. He say, Avowed can be fun, but if you finish even a few popular RPG titles, Obsidian Entertainment's new game won't surprise you with anything new or brilliant. It's a decent game with impressive visuals, but ultimately a bit shallow, without the magical spark that fires the imagination and make us return with our thoughts to the game world and our plan and plan our next steps while we're at work or in class. Experienced gamers would tend to think about what other titles this game reminds them of. Wow. Okay, so what I'm taking away from this,
I guess this guy wanted to bang a bear.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I think it's pretty cool that they add. I think the innovative part in this game is not so much in what the game does itself and what it offers. It's more in like the little systems that they have in the game, like the leveling up system, like like being able to dual wield different weapons like a wand and a sword. All of this at the same time. You can get two swords. You can like mix and match as you wish. And I think that the inventory management is a big step up from many RPGs. I think the inventory management is dope, and I think the fact that they found a solution to overcumbering, that's even better. That's like, come on, every RPG lover, like if you how annoying it is having to like drop shit and coming back to pick it up later. You know what I'm saying? So I don't really get it. So it feels like it's cool. It can be like they weren't excited for this game. They weren't about this game. That's what it feels like. So what do you guys feel about that?
And to be fair, not every RPG is for everybody.
Of course
not every RPG in general is for everybody.
No, and that's fine. Kingdom Come Deliverance, for example, the first one, I thought that I was gonna love that game. That's it. I didn't like it. I didn't like the combat. It didn't feel like I was hating anything. It just like the combat didn't do it for me. I'm hearing, however, great things about the second one, that they really put in work with the combat. So I'm willing to give it a shot. But it's different, Power Boss, because you know what? I'm excited about playing and trying out these games. It's not like I'm gonna pick it out about. Damn, this probably gonna be so shit. Like, who goes in the restaurant thinking that the food is gonna be bad, man? Like, why do you have to be so negative? Like, I was talking, if you want to see somebody passionate playing video games, come see my live streams, because I was talking about the first feeling that you get, when you're about to try a new video game and you're excited because you don't know what it's gonna be like and what you are gonna encounter. It's like entering a new world, it's like traveling the world. It's like going to England for the first time. It's like going to, to Paris for the first time, going to Tokyo for the first time. It's like an experience, bro. So when I play games, I go in there and be like, damn, bro, this is going to be fire. That's what I'm thinking. And then I get disappointed or whatever. But that might be my personality, right? But I'm saying, like, though, if your job is to review games, like, people have to resonate with how you, like, if you like your personality too. Like, do you like games or do you don't? And that's my problem. Sometimes these reviews, they read like, oh, it was a drag to play this game. And like, I played some bad games in the past that people think that they're really bad. For example, Saints Row series, one of my favorites. People love to talk shit about Saints Row, but I love the freaking games. And I played the hell out of it, regardless of what reviews told me. Played the hell out of it. Enjoyed the hell out of every Saints Row, even the latest one. And it's just like, I like doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? This is what I like to do. But these motherfuckers got the opportunity to have a job that they get paid for, really, like for real. They get paid for a check delivered to the freaking bank account, and they complain about it, bro, and they cry about it like, I hate doing this shit. It was a drag to play this game. Motherfucker, you're getting paid. You're getting paid to do what you supposedly love to do. You know, but when you love your job, it's different. It hit different. It's not a job. It's a passion. But I digress, man. Anyways, any more bars that we had to say about
I got something to say about this.
Go ahead, Arcanio.
I think these you know, if you're going into a restaurant and you thinking to yourself, oh, I'm not gonna like this, then you're gonna find exactly what you find, stuff that you're not gonna like, because you're looking for stuff that you're not gonna want to like. And that's what it mostly is. A lot of people, they go into these games and they don't want to like stuff. And that's why the name on the box is important. They see, oh, this game is box, and they think, I'm not gonna like this. So they go and they play that because that's their job, and somebody told them, well, you know, if you want to get a paycheck, you're gonna have to play this Xbox game. And they hear the name Xbox and their eyes roll. They're like, oh God. A lot of games wouldn't even exist without Xbox right now, and a lot of game genres would probably fall to the wayside. And a lot of teams would have probably gotten taken apart if they were absorbed by Amazon or something like that, you know, because we saw what happened to the Killer Instinct team. They got taken apart the second Amazon bought them. So there's like this disdain whenever they see Xbox associated with a game. It's not necessary. Think about the teams that made it and then go in, you know, forget the expectation stuff. Like, who cares what the last game? Play Baldur's Gate. The next game is not going to be Baldur's Gate. The next 10 games down the road ain't going to be Baldur's Gate. So you got to go in. This is your hobby. You feel me? Like, you got to go in wanting to enjoy it. And if you don't go in wanting to enjoy it, when you don't like a game, got to keep it real.
Yeah, I have to agree with you, man. Yeah, just having a negative attitude towards the games that you were playing, right? Like me, I'm gonna play this game and I'm gonna hate it. Like, bro, what
I want to say, what was it? IGN, their review is a perfect example, because they gave it a 70. They said the game was amazing, but at the very end of it, they said it's only a quote unquote cozy pit stop until Elder Scrolls 6. It is not the Elder Scrolls series. It's not made by the same company. It's not even in the same genre. If you want to compare it to anything, you compare it to the game of the world that it's set in, and that's Pillars of Eternity. Play Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2, then play Avowed, and then compare it, not to the Elder Scrolls series, and then give your opinion.
Right. And I wanted to say something else about Avowed now that you bring that to attention. It's like, if you haven't played Pillars of Eternity, you don't have to play Avowed, right? But if you're curious and really curious about the world, you should definitely play it. Now, Obsidian made a nice little YouTube series that they explain the universe of Pillars of Eternity and what are the godlikes and all of that stuff, the species, the world, the things that can kill you, the things you can kill, what to do or what not to do in the world, right? Basically, like the religion, what they believe in, the gods and all that. So what I'm trying to say here is, like, they really, like, you know, like, you don't really have to like the Pillars of Eternity to like this game. They similar games because they are in the similar world, but like they totally different games and they play totally different. This is like, okay, for the people who like the Pillars of Eternity world, but don't really enjoy that type of gameplay, and they like a more approachable, right? A more approachable, you know, take. So, anyways, we got Chaos Lounge in the house.
Yo, how's it going, everyone?
Yo, Chaos. Hype.
Yo, sorry I'm a little late, man.
Bro, you're good, man. Thank you so much for coming. I'm just glad to have you, man. I've been watching your show for a long time. I know I popped on the chat, you know, sometimes I'm just like lurking, but you know, I usually like the things that you had to say. So it's an honor, right, to have you here in the show. And shout out to Power Boss for making it happen and connecting us, right? Power Boss is always like moving the show.
Awesome.
So this is a beautiful thing, because I feel like, you know, content creators should come together a little bit more often, you know, and you know, I just like the Xbox is a big family. You already know how it is. You're playing games, you encounter somebody in the lobby, and next thing you know, you're playing with this person for years, and that's just how it is with Xbox in general, and in the gaming community in general, I would like to say. So drop your bars, man. What do you think about all this? Also, where people can find you, what you've been up to, who are you? Because I know that, you know, people here might know who you are, but some people might not who you are. And exactly because we get sort of similar viewers here and there. But yeah, what's up? What's up with you, man? Pleasure to have you.
It's just been gaming, really. Lots of work and gaming. I mean, I'm still working. Time zones are a crazy thing, but yeah, at the moment, I've recently finished Indiana Jones, which I absolutely loved. Phenomenal game. It's getting
Great
its
game.
next update. Recently reviewed that, which is awesome. Lovely game. So at the moment, I'm just going through some indie games on Xbox. They had a massive indie sale going on recently, loads and loads. So I just bought like 5 or 10 of them, and just been really having a good time with them. Like really small, creative games, and it's been great. In terms of where you can find me, you can find me at youtube.com at the Chaos Lounge, and on Twitter at Chaos Prime Z. But yeah, overall, it's a good time to be an Xbox fan. Lots of games coming. Avowed just released. So I don't get the hate that game is getting, but you know, ponies are going to bash it regardless because it's not on their platform. Pretty much the number one reason. But it is what it is, man.
Yeah, but I was told, Chaos, now since you mentioned that ponies are not playing, that every Xbox game is going to PlayStation. So what is Avowed release day on PlayStation? Yeah, I'm not saying that Xbox wouldn't do it, but I'm saying like when, like do they are they missing out or not? Like, will you think like, you know, are they missing out on Avowed the same way that they say that we missed out on God of War or something like that? Do you think that, you know, that they should be worried about not getting their hands on this game? They should, you know, what is your thoughts on that?
I think Avowed is going to be a good game. It's going to appeal to the audience that likes the games like Skyrim, Oblivion, you know, Outer Worlds. If you like those games, you are going to be perfectly at home with Avowed. I mean, the one review I saw from Eurogamer, which gave it a 6 out of 10, was they liked the music, they liked the story. They said the gameplay, you know, did what it needed to do. It was fun. It wasn't, you know, creating anything new, but it was delivering a satisfying combat. The graphics look beautiful. And you give it a 6 out of 10. It's like, what are you actually saying is bad then? And the only thing they said was, it's not an Elder Scrolls 6. And I'm like, how are you knocking something for not being Elder Scrolls? Like, what? It's crazy. Insanity. How's it going, chat?
Yeah, shout out to Shah. I see a lot of people saying hi Chaos. I see gaming. Let's see some people that watch you too, bro. Hi Chaos from Gaming at 85. We got E-Rams too here saying shout out to Chaos. Dope, bro. Dope.
And I've just been hurting ponies at the moment because that 75 million consoles shipped isn't sold, man. It's not sold consoles.
You know what, KS? I was watching a recent video from Porter Rock about that, right? He wanted to address the whole 75 million ship thing, saying that the 9.5 million that was just recently shipped, to put it up to that number, was them trying to fulfill orders.
No. Should I tell you why? And I can tell you why.
Absolutely. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
Because Sony, like any other company, has an audit trail. It's required by law, right? They can audit everything that they do. And the fact that they are not telling you sold, because they can if they want to, and they are using the word shipped deliberately, because internally, they can check how every single PS5 and 4 that's been activated, right? They can see that. Obviously, there's going to be a few who never go online, but you can get it down to at least to the millionth of it. And I'm telling you, that is nowhere near 75 million. So what people are trying to say is, if Xbox decided today to ship 100 million, just manufacture 100 million and send them to a warehouse in the middle of nowhere, that's 100 million shipped, right? There is literally no difference.
Yep.
There is literally no difference between this. There is no satisfying order. Sony has the data. And the moment you start using statistics and using percentages without actually giving any numbers, you already know that it's fudging the numbers. You already know that that's happening. I mean, it's obvious. And that's why they're not saying sold. Because if they said sold, it would be closer to, I'd say, between 58 to 60 million.
Yeah. I think that's fair. And I'm gonna tell you that Sony PlayStation also, every time they sell a controller, they call it a console. Every time they sell a peripheral, they call it a console. They count that. I don't know, bro, but 70 million, and then you get good games like Astrobot only selling 1.5 million copies. It just doesn't add up, bro. It just the 75 million consoles, and you only have 125 million people online. I mean, and that's counting PS4 too, which is stopped to sold like 100 million or something. I don't know, some shit like that, right? So what I'm trying to say also, Chaos, is like, how does that benefit you? How does console sell? So maybe you can explain here to chat. How does a console sell benefit you as a gamer? Like for example, like you have your Xbox, right? How did it affect you that I bought an Xbox too? Did that make you feel special?
Nah. So the only thing that actually matters with a console selling in terms of in numbers is from the outlook of third parties. I don't care if someone has an Xbox or not. What the only aspect is, looking at it from a business perspective. If you are looking at someone that had 500 consoles out on the market, and another one that had 60 million on the market. I'm just using a really, really stupid example here. You would probably want to release your stuff on the 60 million as opposed to the 500. So console sales matter to a certain point. As long as you're above that threshold, then it's fine. But at the moment, I don't see any of the really big games actually having any issues that they're releasing. So that's fine. So is my voice coming through okay? Because I can see I'm stuttering a little bit.
I think that
you're good.
Sony, I think that Sony PlayStation benefited greatly last generation from the lack of information that was around when it came to gaming. Okay, so a lot of these Sony PlayStation shows were similar to the ones that we saw the other day, right? And they, for the most part, showed you a bunch of freaking games that they tell you that they only come in on PlayStation. But in fact, these games are coming everywhere too. But people don't know. Or they go to places like IGN who wouldn't, make it clear that these games are going to Xbox, to Nintendo, or to any other platform, even mobile, right? Because some of these games are like Genshin Impact. They tell you, this game is not, on Xbox, but you can play it on your phone. Like everybody has.
It's on Xbox.
Yeah, but back when it first came out, a perfect example is Wuthering Waves, right? I've been playing Wuthering Waves, and that game is also on the phone. You can download it on your phone, Android or Apple, for Joe who wants the Mac, and you can play it there. So my question is like, what in the hell is going on, and why is everybody thinking that these games are not coming to Xbox, and what is everybody thinking that games are skipping Xbox? We've seen, right? What is it, like the Capcom Fighting Collection that everybody thought that it was never gonna make it to Xbox? Everybody cried online. That ended up coming back and releasing an Xbox because Phil had to go with they didn't have a conversation. Same that they did with Black Myth Wukong people and Baldur's Gate people. And who is the latest culprit of this type of conversations to be had that said that it couldn't be done in the Series S, something like that? Who was that?
Black Myth Wukong,
That's
Game
Black
Science.
Myth Wukong.
Yeah. Okay, so whatever. I think there's somebody
June
else
also have come out and said that they're going to struggle.
Yep.
Yeah, boy, that's on them too. That's on them. So I mean, This is crazy. But talking about all of that, how about we get into that state of play and talk about it? Because I mean, we're gonna do a quick recap here with state of play.
I mean, go ahead.
What do you guys think? What do you guys think?
Me? So I think it was a good showcase, but a bad PlayStation showcase. Because there was a number of games on there that were good. I mean, as a multi-plat showcase, it was pretty good. Yeah. But as a PlayStation showcase, it was pretty bad. You know, the last 3 or 4 showcases they've not really. I mean, they showed Ghost of Yote last time, but no real gameplay, and all we saw was CG. You know, it's CGI scene. With Soros, you just saw CGI. We're not really seeing anything. Even Intergalactic, it was all CGI, right? You didn't really see anything. So, like, doing one game at a time. I mean, at this point, you can see that the cadence of delivery from Sony has slowed down to a crawl, and I don't even think half of these games that they're making is even going to make, you know, the PS5. I think they're going to go to the PS6 and potentially be cross-gen at that point. They're going to come out after the PS6 is released. I think the PS6 isn't going to 2030. It'll probably be a 2028 thing after they see Xbox's console in 26, especially if what Jez Corden said is real yesterday, that they've already, you know, financed it all up from start to finish. That means all they got to do now is just get the right specs, get the dev kits built, get the console design sorted. You know, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, as a third-party showcase, I think it was really good. As a PlayStation showcase, it was another poor showing from Sony.
Right. I agree with you, man. What about you, Power Boss? Why don't you go ahead and drop your bars on it, and then we continue the conversation, bro?
I absolutely agree. Overall, as a whole, I gave the showcase a 3. You know me, I'm fair. I start at 5, and as it goes on left and right, you know, from one game to the next, I go up and down based on what I felt. By the time I got to the end, it was a 3. As a PlayStation fan, I would say it's maybe a 4, possibly a 5. As a gamer, 7, 8. Yeah. But as a PlayStation fan and overall, no, it ain't nowhere near that. There's only about maybe 3 or 4 games that I'm even considering getting, and anything of those that I want, I can get it either better on my PC or I can still get it on Xbox and possibly even some of them on Game Pass.
Yes, sir. Yeah. What about you, Archangel? Did anything caught your eye from the show? Anything that you liked?
Yo, I'm gonna keep. I feel the way Chaos feels. As far as like it being you know, game showing, it was good, but we got to judge this by the same exact bar that PlayStation gamers and fanboys and pony bots that have Xbox have been judging it this whole time. You know, not very many first party showings. The engine does look like it's stalling, and this just goes to show that maybe some of the what do you call it, the pillars of success that ponies have been holding is not quite as strong as they once was.
Yeah. Damn. Wow. So I have to agree with you guys. I feel like this is okay. As a gamer, I thought that it was a 7 out of 10. And I'm gonna tell you why. Because I mean, most of the games in there were games that we knew about, and that was really killed it for me, seeing Monster Hunter as the first game being shown, a game that is already in beta and people are currently playing. I know it's one of the biggest games of the year, but we already knew that. The reason why I watch these things is to, like, you know, either do like Xbox and show me what you have coming that is coming right away in the coming months, and do like a deep dive, right, on this game so we can get to know these games, or show me new games, right? You got 2 choices. And, you know, they didn't deliver in any of those. So most of the games we knew about. First party, the only one that they showed was like this Asaros, right? What is it called? Saros, which is like Returnal 2. They didn't want to call it Returnal 2 because they know that nobody cared for Returnal 1. So they changed the name. And look, it looked incredible, but it was all CGI, right?
That's the problem.
So the problem is, like, Sony PlayStation and Sony PlayStation fanboys, right? they shouldn't. They making these right. They shot themselves in the foot by making the whole identity around exclusives and around games that I can only play on PlayStation. When as a gamer, these games are good, but when it comes to like, you know, what in the hell should I buy a PlayStation for, which is like supposedly the exclusives, what do they have? Nothing. No, they have absolutely nothing. The only exclusive that they got left,
have Xbox.
that is there hasn't been announced on PC or any other platform yet, is Astrobot. It's Astrobot. That's it. Like Rise of the Running PC date. Stellar Blade is in the works for PC. The PC port is in the work. It was set there. What else? Like
June,
the Last of Us is coming on PC already. Spider-Man just released.
Gran Turismo 7 and Demon Souls, right?
Well, Gran Turismo 7, are we even gonna count that when Forza is dropping on PlayStation? And we already know what's gonna happen. You know, as a PlayStation fan, and it's not me making fun of ponies. It's not that. As a PlayStation fan, you have to feel some type of way that the most anticipated game that you got dropping this year is Xbox Forza Horizon. That's crazy.
Here's the thing, though. Like, the PlayStation fans want Xbox to die and disappear, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what they don't understand is competition is good. The more they want Xbox to die, the less Sony is going to care.
Mm-hmm.
And you can already see that. And that's the worst part. And yet, you've got people like Jamie Zacht and stuff. I mean, he hasn't been posting lately, has he? Because he got quite humbled because he thought the state of the play was going to be a home run for him. And it really wasn't. So he went back to the stables and started licking those cubes like there's no tomorrow to drown in his sorrow. Right? But if you look at the 360 era and the Xbox One era, Sony was really going for it, especially towards the latter half of the PS3 and throughout the whole of the PS4. But with the PlayStation fans wanting this to happen, what they're actually doing is telling Sony, we don't want your games, take your time. And Sony, and you can see it from releasing 3 or 4 games a year. Now they've gone to like 1 game a year. Like that it must be really rough digging your own grave, as it were.
Yeah.
Basically just slapping yourself every time you do this. And yet they don't stop. They just keep continuing down the same pathway. It's like, I don't get it. I just don't.
But they getting the Xbox games, bro. According to them, they're getting all Xbox games. And I wonder where the hell is Hellblade on PlayStation, right? We thought we were going to get a release day or something here. They capped for this state of play as they were going to get Halo Master Chief Collection, Gears Collection. They were going to get all. This was going to be an Xbox showcase. It wasn't going to be no PlayStation showcase. This was going to be all about Xbox inside PlayStation house. So this is crazy to me that you buy a console because you want to play their exclusives, but you ended up yearning and wanting the other consoles game instead. So this is just jealousy at this point. Yeah, this is it.
Yo, this shit don't make no sense to me. This is what gets me, right? Like, they've done everything that they possibly could to make Game Pass and Xbox games experience possible. And PlayStation gamers are still waiting for these games to hit their platform. To me, it doesn't make any sense. You get it on really Steam or you can get it on, Game Pass. I don't get it. Why wait? A whole new PlayStation to get the same experience. I mean, the money that you're going to spend on just a handful of Xbox games that are coming to your platform, that's a new console. Like, why would you spend the price of just get Game Pass? To me, it just doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't make sense, bro. So I want to shout out to Island Gaming with Jay. I see you down there, bro. He said the like button. Island Gaming with Jay, bro. Go check out his YouTube channel. He's amazing. He's been in the show too. Shout out to him. If you want to go through, let me know, bro. I'll drop you a link. We hang out. You already know the deal. Same thing. If any of you guys have a show or whatever, y'all can DM me on Twitter. Send me a link. I come through, talk games, bro. I have a great time, bro, because this is what it's all about. It's about talking games and having a great times, right? So I wanted to say about the Sony PlayStation Showcase that, right here, I have it. Xbox did a post, Assault post, and they posted everything that's coming to Xbox.
Like
so here you can see all the freaking games except for like 2 or 3. Like, come on, bro. And look, Chaos was mentioning it, right? That some third-party developers are planning on skipping Xbox and all that. But like, I just don't see it happening here. I just see everything coming on Xbox. Shinobi, Monster Hunter, Sonic, Like of Dragons, Splitgate 2 is coming everywhere. 2K, Borderlands, a bunch of third-party here, bro, to be honest. And, I'm not saying the bad games. I'm just saying that, they're not a reason why you bought the PlayStation 5 or PlayStation 5 Pro. Because where the enhancement announces? Like, we didn't see any of that.
Dude. That whole enhanced for PS5 Pro, that's an actual requirement by Sony. You can't release a game on the PS5 now if it doesn't have an enhancement for the PS5. And all they need to do, right, and I've seen this with the PS4 as well, is up the resolution, and it's enhanced for the PS5 Pro. They can get super lazy and just do the bare minimum. But the fact that it's going to have a higher resolution and a few extra frames means that it's enhanced for the PS5 Pro. It doesn't need to do anything. Not all companies are going to utilize it. Yeah. You're going to get a bunch of lazy companies that are just going to do the bare minimum, just like they did with the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One era when it comes to these mid-gen refreshes, which is why I called them a scam, because that's what they technically. I don't like mid-gen refreshes. I didn't like them back then, and I don't like them now.
I really don't either, but the Xbox One X really made the difference when it came out. I gotta say that was one of the ones that I was like, okay, like it actually makes sense. Because I'm not gonna lie, the original Xbox One was a bit underpowered.
It was,
but
it was still limited by it.
Yeah, but that's crazy. That's crazy.
They could have released a PS5 Pro that was like twice the power, right? But it would still be limited by what the original PS5 can do, and that's the drawback. Right, you might be able to get better frames, but you're not going to get any better capabilities. And one of the examples I'll use that I generally use is Horizon Zero Dawn, where they wanted to introduce flying into that game and they couldn't. And in Forbidden West, they wanted to add a few more features, but they said they couldn't because the game was coming out on the PS4. Because the games are limited by their lowest denominator. So you can have them as powerful one, but in the end, if it's being built for that same kind of platform, it's going to be limited by the lowest one. So you're not, outside of a few shiny bells and whistles and a few frames, you're not going to get any new features or, experiences from it, because they're not going to release a game specifically only for the PS5 Pro or for the Xbox One X. It has to support the Xbox One and the PS5, and so that's the problem with the refreshes. That's why, to me, they never made sense, and you should just go from one generation to the other. It's also like a padding. It's a way to pad your consoles. You're not gaining new customers, and this is the other thing that I was talking about yesterday. From that 9.5 million, about 6 million of those are just people upgrading from either a PS5 or a PS4 to the PS5, well, not just to the PS5 Pro, but you're going from PS4 to PS5 or PS5 to PS5 Pro, or straight from PS4 to PS5 Pro. But they're still the same person. They're not getting any new players in that. So from that 9.5 million, you're only looking at about, 3.5 million, maybe 4 million. So the numbers look great that they're reporting, and this is why I was saying when you look at statistics, they look wonderful, but all they're doing is fluffing and hiding the numbers of the real information that's actually there. They're kind of, they're not telling you the real information, because if they were, they would tell you, we have this many people who have upgraded from this to this, but in terms of new customers, we've gained 3 million people or 4 million people. But they're not giving you that information. They're giving you a percentage, because that 40% looks a hell of a lot better than, say, 3 million.
Yeah. I think it's the money laundry or something going on in there. That's how I see it. Well, go ahead, Kenjo.
Chaos. Maybe you or Power Boss can answer this question. You know, we this conversation you're having right now about the people that's still playing on PS4 or spread across the PS5. Do you think that there are anybody still left on the Xbox One generation? And is the conversation going to shift? So here's my next question: is the conversation going to shift to, you know, because like when you talk about the new Apple, they just sort of dump the sales figures onto their total that they've accumulated throughout all their models. So is Microsoft ever going to do that, or are they going to talk about like, hey, this is how many total number of people we have on Xbox, point blank period?
I think they did when during his interview. Phil did say something in regards to the numbers. I think they were on like 40 odd million or something with when they were combining numbers, or was it 50 million when they were combining? I think he said 50 million when they were combining numbers. But I know a number of people right now who haven't upgraded to the Series S or X. They're a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, and they just play their games, the next generation games, through the cloud. Their internet allows them to do that.
That's me.
And they're on the Xbox One. They're on the original Xbox One, and they can just play the game through that way, and they're happy. They don't see a need to upgrade, and that's what, you know, this whole generation has allowed people to do. It's made it so you don't need to buy the next generation, and ultimately you can see that in the number of people jumping from the Xbox One to the Series consoles. If they didn't allow that to happen, you would have seen a decent portion of those from the Xbox One up, buying the Series consoles. But when you don't need to, because you can just go through the cloud, why spend 500 quid when you can just play them for $20 a month?
And I think Bashi hits it on the head. Don't forget, on a household that has more than one person who plays on the PlayStation, they'll buy 2, 3, 4 consoles for either A, storage space, if they don't just expand it with an external hard drive, or there's more people in the household playing and they already have an account. So that's also a possibility too.
I gave my kid my old PS5. I didn't do a DCG and sell it to him, don't worry. But I gave him my old PS5 just so he can have it upstairs in his room. And he's like, Dad, do you want it back? He's like, I've got no need for it. All their games come to PC, so I'm happy to play them on PC where they're better. I said, okay. Can't even give the thing away now.
Hey, y'all, come look at this.
Yo, drinkers guy, bro. So I want one question here, Chaos. And the question is like, how do you feel about the hardware when it comes to like Xbox? Because I hear a lot of people complaining, about like Xbox not selling consoles and all of that. And having this conversation that we just had, right, about previous generations being still viable and people still utilizing these machines, like what do you really think that is that crucial for Xbox to sell consoles like that? Or what do you stand on it? Are you like like a hardcore console, I need the console right away thing, and why not? Like, how do you feel about it?
So I'm in between. I can see the benefits of what Microsoft is doing, because it benefits me, like right now, what they're doing. Because I've got 4 kids at home. They're always on my PC. Right. I mean, my kid, before I jumped on here, was like, Dad, are you using the PC? Because I want to jump on and play some games. And I was like, yeah, I'm just going to jump onto a friend's podcast right now so you can get on there after. And he was like, okay. So he's like over there. I can still see him waiting patiently to but like, he'll be on the Xbox. He's got his own Xbox. But what I'm saying is, like, for me, I can just jump around now and play it on other platforms. The reason why I say for Microsoft console sales do matter to some degree is on a two-front basis. Number one, Game Pass's main selling platform is the console. If you have an Xbox, you're going to buy Game Pass. If you want Game Pass to grow, the number one way to grow it is to shift consoles, not the cloud, not anything else, or not putting games on other platforms. If you buy a console, it's a no-brainer. You're going to get Game Pass with it. Right, it's just so
it's guaranteed.
So if you want to grow it, that's like the easiest way to grow it. The other thing is what I was saying earlier. If the number of consoles sold get too little, because at the end of the day, when you're looking at someone like Capcom, Konami, Sega, Square Enix, they're not looking at the cloud, because not every game you buy is available to play on the cloud. Now, when that day comes where it is going to be available on the cloud, that's going to be the game changer. Because at that point, they're all running from an Xbox console server off the blades. So every Ultimate subscriber will then basically be a console user. And then Capcom can say, right, there's like, I don't know, 200 million cloud users right now, and they're all using an Xbox Series X to play it, for example. That's a lot of Xbox consoles out there, right? Even though they don't own it, they are still using a conduit to get access to an Xbox console to play it. And so that becomes viable. Right now, we're not there. So Capcom will only look at the number of sales of the console and say, right, you've sold 30 million. That's a decent number. But if you sold like 10 million, then they might say, well, at that point, is the return of interest worthwhile? So I know where Microsoft is going, and they've already started. You can see that with their games. If you buy it, you can play it on the cloud, even if it's not on Game Pass. So they've already started that journey, but it's going to take a while for them to get there. But when they do, at that point, the floodgates open, because even if you're playing it on your phone, you're technically still connecting to an Xbox that makes you a console user. Even if you're playing through the cloud, you are still a console user. And therefore, that counts towards the number of consoles being used. And therefore, that looks a lot better to these third-party companies.
Something I found out yesterday, Chaos. Did you know that Avowed can also be purchased, pre-purchased, or upgraded if you have Game Pass through the Battle.net launcher?
Say that again?
Avowed can be purchased, pre-purchased, or just the upgraded through Battle.net, even if you don't have Game Pass.
Do you know why?
Well, because ABK is now a part of them.
Yeah, but that's not the real reason.
But it's also cross-save and cross-progression with it, too.
But why?
No clue.
Think about it. Should I tell you?
Go ahead.
Steam Deck.
Steam Deck.
The Steam Deck doesn't have the native Game Pass launcher. It won't work because it needs dependencies from the Windows API. But Battle.net can be installed on there, and Microsoft knows this. You can install the launcher for Battle.net and run games natively on your Steam Deck through Battle.net. So right now, through Battle.net, by way of Game Pass, you can run Avowed on your Steam Deck natively through Game Pass.
Oh, shit.
Steam Deck is an Xbox.
Smart. Yep, I know that Xbox. Oh, shit.
Microsoft literally wants a hand in everything. And if they could get Game Pass working on Steam OS, they probably would have. They will do that. But right now, it has a lot of Windows dependencies and API calls. And yes, technically, God, what that thing starts with a P that they use. I can't remember the name. That's slipped my mind. Proton does work, but it's still running at the core of Linux, and Linux just has way too many loopholes, which Valve is heavily trying to fix at the moment, because they also know it's why anti-cheats and stuff don't work on there. But once they kind of clog up those holes and make it a closed system as opposed to an open system, then you'll start to see more and more stuff go on there. But to me, the main reason it went to Battle.net is to get those Steam Deck users onto Game Pass.
Yo.
And you're going to see a lot more games going there.
Hey, shout out to Ray. I see you down there. Hey, how you doing, man? Ray.
What's up, Ray?
We got Peel Up in the house too, yo. What's good, Peel Up? What's good? What's up, everybody? Thank you for coming through. Hit the like button, subscribe, man. And this is a great conversation to be had here. I love the way Chaos break it down. So thank you for that, Chaos. I just wanted to say, man, going back to the state of play, which is like actually a topic. I know we got a little bit derailed from it. We didn't even do the ratings. I was gonna give this game, and I gave this game a 0.5. Well, not game, the state of play. A 0.5 as a first party PlayStation showcase because they show Returnal and nobody cared about Returnal. It's not a big game. It's not a big IP. It's not new. It's something old or whatever. I don't know if this is a new game and new IP or this is like Returnal 2. That's what it looks like. It looks like Returnal 2.
It looks like Returnal 2, but it's a new IP. I think Returnal kind of, for those that can finish it, I'm too much of a pleb gamer to
so
I'm not good enough. But I think it's a new. It might be in the same universe, but I think it's a new IP.
But I saw like the concept was the same. It was gonna be roguelike. It's gonna be
it's the same game.
Thing.
It's the same thing, just set in a different setting, different environment. But it's gonna be the same game. I mean, I expect to see a lot more of these games from House Marquee. They did a good job with the first one, even though it was really broken.
That's fine, but like literally the same game. Like what the hell? Like as if it were Call of Duty, because I know Call of Duty is pretty much the same thing every year. But but it's Call of Duty, yo. This is Returnal. Like, how do you make this a series and drop it every 5 years? So
different weapons, different areas, different bosses. Make it a bit more creative with the bosses. Maybe add multiplayer off the get-go.
Yeah,
there's a number of things that they can do to change the formula, but
But to get this,
just to show everybody, right here, the Avowed Premium Upgrade add-on is $22.49 on Xbox, PC, anywhere that you have Game Pass available, even the Battle.net, less than $30, and you get the game
right away.
And 5 days early access, plus all of the premium content, 2 skins, and the digital art book and soundtrack. So,
which is dope.
But
it's fire.
But
but the day one patch is coming. They've already said that there is one out.
Oh, they fast tracked that one out. They fast tracked one out today, apparently, because people were having a few problems. Well, some of the reviews that came out, which was really weird because I saw one person, he pretty much broke NDA with his review.
Oh,
which
my God.
I mean, I don't understand because I've gotten review copies from like different companies, and there are certain things that they tell you that you cannot talk about. I've got it from Sony, I've got it from Namco Bandai, and there's certain things that they say we are aware of this. We've fixed it, but it's just not going to be ready till the day one patch. So, if you do encounter it, don't talk about it. And they tell you that, which is fair.
Yeah, of course.
And there are certain like story beats they tell you not to talk about. But these guys literally came out and just started bashing it because it gets clicks. Hating on an Xbox game gets you clicks, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
It could be the greatest game in the world. They will still bash it. Look at the other guy that accidentally broke embargo. How do you accidentally break embargo?
Your career in the process, because nobody's going to give you review codes anymore. So just for a couple of clicks, you've ruined your career as a reviewer, which is like a blessing, right? And since you said now that you received some review copies and whatnot, that's a blessing to be able to try a game early for your content, and also for like the people who are watching your stuff. Like it's good information for them, right? Because that's what we do. We talk about games and we play video games. So I mean, what I'm trying to say here is, man, I posted this on Twitter, and I want to share with you guys because this is a funny post that I did. Hold on, let me see. Right here. So, I like to throw the Sony PlayStation fanboys. So whatever. But I did something that is true here. Because I like to troll, but I like to speak the truth most of the time. So PSN down, and Sony PlayStation fanboys said console sales. No roadmap, console sales. 7 out of 10 state of play, console sales. I was being generous, right? And console sales have become the defense mechanism of Sony PlayStation fanboys. It's pretty sad. You know what? Somebody commented down there, and I just saw the comment right now as Chaos was speaking. I was like, yo, I got to talk to you about this because yourself, you, the Sony PlayStation fanboy or fan, are the ones who are making Sony PlayStation be the worst they ever been in years. So check it out. This guy came through mystery. Shout out to him.
5 days free.
PSN down. 5 free days with PlayStation Plus. Chest out. I know.
Wow.
Homeboy was walking like no roadmap. Here's Ghost of Jote, a game that you have to pay for, releasing this year. Where is the release date? Along with other third-party exclusives. Like, notice the wording. Okay, State of Play, a new IP by PlayStation Studios, exclusively on PlayStation 5. Okay, so Returnal 2, right? Console sales, literally the reason why Xbox is porting all the games to PS5. Well, are you playing Avowed now, boy? Are you playing Avowed now? Are you playing Halo now? During this moment, I know may come or not. We don't know. You guys don't know. As we saw, like, the State of Play was supposed to be an Xbox show, and it didn't happen for you. So you're literally living in limbo, waiting for Phil Spencer to throw you, right, leftovers your way of 5-year-old games that we played years ago, and you are here capping for console sales. Like, this is the definition of a corporate chill. Like, come on, bro, stop it. Y'all need to demand better. Y'all need to demand better from your content creators that are Sony PlayStation fans, that they're literally lying to you, to your face. Like, you ain't got shit to play this year, and you are here capping for Sony PlayStation. This is weird. What do y'all think? What are your thoughts on this comment?
One of Oh No, It's Alex's latest videos, he actually went over the whole 5 days of PS Plus free. And if you think about it, he broke it down and realized that when he was making the video, if you get those 5 days free, you don't get any of those days if you're on an auto renew from month to month.
Yeah, but what about if the 5 days that you get free is Monday to Friday? Idiots. Monday to Friday, you can fucking play. You spend a whole freaking weekend without playing games.
That's true too.
Look at it this way. Look at it this way. If Amazon Prime fails to deliver, at least here in the UK, I get a month's free Amazon Prime.
Yep.
So I expected PSN down for a day, especially on one of a busy day, like was it a Friday night or a Saturday?
Saturday.
Yeah, they should have given a month for that. So accepting 5 days is kind of whack.
Yeah.
Now, Xbox and PlayStation both have in their terms of service that they have no obligation to compensate you for their network being down.
Of course,
both companies are like that. I did look this up. They do both have that, where in the TOS, if their service is down, they are not obligated to give you anything. Now, in addition to that, whereas you have back in the damn 2011 outage of PSN, it was down for 23 days.
Yeah.
They didn't give you hardly anything, if at all, for that. I don't remember.
They gave me a game I bought already.
Yeah.
There you go. And then, okay, they want to compare PSN going down for 24 hours to Xbox and Steam. Steam goes down regularly for updates. We know this.
Yeah.
Xbox, when it does go down, the longest it has ever been down, and the last time was 2016, it was no longer than 7 hours.
Yeah. You muted yourself,
Money well
boss.
spent.
Nah, my microphone's going out. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. So, Xbox going down for no longer than 7 hours is not comparable to the PlayStation going down for 24 hours. Not to mention, people on PC were affected. And if you had that PSN login on PC still too, all your single player games wouldn't work on PC either.
Yeah.
And that's a bigger travesty. And then the Ghost of Yote, there was a report that came out where the first game is set to not release until April, which is the start of the 24 fiscal year, or 25 fiscal year, excuse me. And we don't know when it's dropping. And then supposedly Intergalactic is not till later this year, like November. I'm expecting it before. the VGA.
Damn.
I don't think it's this year, but that's what they're saying.
Like, if Ghost of Yotei was a thing, that would have been the one more thing where they would have shown you some gameplay. The fact that they showed you nothing means that it's not. I don't think it's anywhere near release. I don't see that coming this year. I mean, I enjoyed Ghost of Tsushima, but with Ghost of Yotei, I don't. They're showing you nothing. Usually by now they would have shown you something, but they've shown you nothing, which tells you that it might actually be some ways out. If you're looking at Intergalactic, I don't think that's coming. It's going to be towards the end of the generation. All they have is a CGI footage for it. The moment you don't see gameplay is when you should be worried that the game is still literally either in pre-production or early development, right? And that means it's like 3 to 5 years out.
Oh my gosh!
I saw some PlayStation fans earlier arguing with, kind of arguing with Puerto Rican stuff, where they were saying, these games will probably land on the PS6. See, those PlayStation fans are actually logical. They're looking at the time it takes to build a game, and then putting 2 and 2 together and realizing that 2 and 2 equals 4, not 2 and 2 equals 7. Right?
Yeah,
and they're doing the maths right. And they're saying, okay, this might actually be a problem. Wait, why did I buy the Pro again? If there's like nothing really coming towards it, just to play the older games or the third-party games, and there's that. The state of the play, unfortunately, what it is. They decided that they're going to do low effort and just go third-party. Maybe one day we'll actually see a first-party showcase from them. One day. We can always hope, right? Wish for a shooting star or something. In terms of the new IP PlayStation Studios, that's Saros. All you saw was a CGI trailer, so I'm guessing that's anywhere between 3 to 5 years out. So PS6.
Wow. Well, I mean, I gotta say something. When they showed Concord the first time, we thought that they weren't gonna get it for a long time, and then they ended up getting it in a few months. So I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. But what I'm trying to say here is the behavior of these Sony PlayStation fanboys and the way that they're defending the Sony PlayStation shortcomings is alarming. And I'm gonna tell you why, because this is like literally making it worse for everybody. Like, people think that I run this channel to talk shit about Sony PlayStation and that I hate Sony PlayStation. No, bro, I don't hate Sony PlayStation.
Well, also don't forget, Demo, when they first showed Concord, it was like a year out, and all you saw was the twerking hamburger. That's what everybody took away from Concord the first time they showed it.
Right, and it was a year out. That's right.
So
I was so
the CGI trailer.
Wow. From
Everybody
Burger to DOA, what a journey. Conquer, RIP.
I thought that was going to be like a Starfield clone, and it turned out to be some kind of Temu Guardian of the Galaxy edition.
Yeah, that was weird. But yeah, I want to ask you guys, and I want to go out here, and I want to start with Chaos. Of course, is our guest, so he's getting the special treatment. What do you think about Sony PlayStation fanboys stay? Like, do you think this is right? Should they wake up? Should they listen to these Sony? Like, what are your thoughts on this, man? On this comment too. What do you think about it? It's crazy. It's crazy.
It's like what I said the other day, and I got absolutely creamed for it. But the way their mentality works is, I don't care how crap my position is, as long as visually it's better than Xbox, we're willing to eat any dung that's available there. As long as it's better than Xbox. That is the truth. It's like the dumbest thing I keep seeing, and this is like pure brain rot. When they turn around and say the PS5 Pro is going to play the games better than the Series X. And so my mentality is, so what you're saying is an £800 console is going to run a new £800 console is going to run the games better than a 5-year-old £400 console. So like, you're basically comparing a 4090 to, say, a 3090. It's like a mountain difference there, folks. But if you're paying more, you expect more. It's like, you don't go and buy a Ferrari and expect like a Ford Escort type of performance, do you? You'd feel
Facts.
a little bit cheated. But the problem is, they went and bought a Ferrari and are getting the Ford Escort treatment.
It's terrible.
Have you seen Hogwarts Legacy on the Pro? It's worse. It looks worse than the PS5 base.
Yeah, I seen something like that. In fact, I don't know if you know about the whole thing that Sony PlayStation fanboys from Icon era. The whole thing that they say we had little groups to talk down on PlayStation and stuff like that. Like, what the
As
hell?
if PlayStation doesn't have that. As if there's not a group of them. I mean, just look at it. As soon as some news comes out, they're all parroting exactly the same thing, as if they're not they're not doing the same thing. I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't condone what they're doing. I think it's weird, but both sides they're doing it as well. They just haven't gotten caught. That's the difference. They haven't got caught, but they're doing it as well. They know they are.
It's the media that controls literally, like, the narratives, and they gravitate towards PlayStation, like Geoff Keighley. And that's what got him here, because like during the PlayStation outage, he didn't say nothing.
The guy is a full fanboy. He loves PlayStation. And PlayStation probably treats him better than
good. Of course. Does. Yep, of course. And I would too. Come on, bro. Like, ignoring Avowed release day. Every time PlayStation releases a game, he's out there on PlayStation's butt, getting his nose all brown and shit. And he doesn't do the same for both sides. And he goes to show, man, and it's kind of ugly, right? Because you want, especially for a big personality like him, to highlight everything that's going on in the gaming industry. Not only what Sony PlayStation is doing, but what Xbox, Nintendo, and other what our platforms are doing. And I feel like that's kind of whack. And that's why, I can rock with him in that sense. I do, however, like his shows because they show some new games. Actually, I think the Geoff Keighley show was better than the State of Play. In the sense that the announcements that they got me more hyped. Like, oh, shit, this, oh, that, oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I felt like it was a better show.
Jones was shocking.
Yeah. So, any of you guys got anything to say about the Sony PlayStation fanboy behavior here? About them capping for console sales? Go for it, Archangel. What do you think about the console sales shit?
I'm done with the whole I mean, we the way we all consume technology to play video games is so like diverse that there's no point in putting a microscope under any one particular audience, because you got gamers like me still on the Xbox. You got people on the S, you got people on the Xbox One X, you got people all across PC and mobile and cloud gaming, that GeForce and all of them joints. Like, you got people on the ROG Ally and the Steam, and it's like we've all become sort of like when when the gangs got together in that arena. You know what I'm talking about? That movie that came out way back in the 70s. I forgot. But the Cyrus, he was like, you got this gang sitting next to this gang. Like, we're all in the same arena now, occupying the same gaming space. So, the focus on consoles is pointless. I think Sony is pointless. The conversation should move towards something different, because everybody, $300 million to drop on a single player game, and to see 1 million sales or 10 million, I'm pretty sure numbers.
Here's the thing, though, right? Why do games need to? I mean, I get people want to see games look graphically like amazing, like almost photorealistic. But does that really define a game? I mean, this game doesn't. The one on screen right now isn't photorealistic, and I'm not saying they need to look like this, but I think so much effort now is spent, and Sony have in the past tried to make games that aren't following the same formula that they've done, and kind of lowered the graphical fidelity. And you can see that people aren't biting from the PlayStation camp. They're only biting on those single player, photorealistic games. And that costs a lot of money. And, eventually it needs to come from somewhere. Look at Bend Studios. Ben Studios just had their live service game cancelled. They lost 2-3 years of development, and that's now like a gaping hole on their spreadsheet. And I'm guessing Sony said, right, do a remaster, and we have Days Gone. And you know, because the remasters have a high profit margin, and Shuhei Yoshida actually said the reason why we do these remasters is because they are super cheap to make, and we can sell them at full price, and the profit margin is insane. That's why we do them. And the reason why Sony, and this is what the PlayStation fans don't get. And I was talking with one that actually had a lot of common sense yesterday on social media. It's rare, but it does happen. Where he understood what I was saying. Everyone, every time you talk to the ponies about these 12 live service games, they think all 12 of them was supposed to be a success. No. Sony was banking on one of them being a success. With Helldivers 2, they royally screwed up because that game was a monumental success. It still is a success. The problem is, though, they didn't monetize it. They allowed you to get all the money in the game to be able to earn that money in the game and go buy everything you wanted from the cash shop by just playing. They didn't give any incentive for people to go and actually buy the stuff from the store, which means it's no different really to a single player game. The revenue that comes from it isn't great. What they needed was one game to be super successful out of the 12 that was heavily monetized, like say Destiny was at the time. And that would cover the cost of the other 11 failed. And that would bankroll all of the other games that they're making. That's why, Jim Ryan banked on this. That's why he done it, because if one succeeded, they'd be sorted for the next 10, 15 years. But it looks like after the failure of Concord, they were too scared to continue trying, and they decided to pull the plug on everything. But the whole notion of the live service games wasn't a bad thing, even though, PlayStation fans see it as, the devil incarnate.
Right.
It was actually a way to provide funding for their single player games, which are ballooning in price. So the only option they have now is one, remasters and remakes, which have a high return, or two, as you can see now, they've already started. They've already announced their second game for the Switch, and now they're saying, well, Bungie isn't Sony. They've got nothing to do with Sony. Yeah, right.
Oh, wow.
That's narrative, by the way. That Bungie has nothing to do with Sony. They aren't Sony. They're their own company. They're not even affiliated.
So did they buy it or not? Did they buy Bungie or not? Like that was a thing.
Come on, man. Who's the one that told Pete Parsons to get rid of the staff? Sony. Who's the one that told them they had to downsize? Sony. Who's the one that's ripping Bungie apart? Sony. I don't blame Sony for it because Pete Parsons absolutely run the company to the ground. Sony got a bad deal with this one, but Sony's the one taking the shots. Sony has board members sitting on the board, so they are there running the company. Whether people want to believe it or not, they are there.
Well, as expected, it's the same thing with ABK. Like, who's running ABK? It's Xbox because they bought it. And who's running Bethesda? Xbox is running it. Of course, they banking on Howard talent and and leadership and all of that, but they overseeing these projects because they already learned their lesson with Redfall. They know you cannot allow these games to be developed and not no control, quality control. Yeah, you have to have a quality control crew, people who go with there and test these games. Yeah.
But here's the thing, right? If those remasters stop making money or aren't making enough money, what are they going to do now? What's the only option they have in order to start bringing additional funds in? They've gone to PC. They've had that whole PSN thing, and they've been really arrogant with it. They have decided that they're going to bend the knee to a certain degree, but I don't trust that they're going to stay that way forever. So if the PC department isn't bringing in any more money, you can already see that they're now releasing more games on the Switch. They've already announced their second game for the Switch.
Yeah.
Right?
What was the game that they announced for the Switch?
It's Gummy Bears.
bro. But and you know what? Like that's the thing that Sony PlayStation fanboys are not seeing this. Like, if
they're seeing it. They're saying so Bungie isn't Sony, so it doesn't count. MLB isn't Sony, so it doesn't count. Right? There's an excuse to everything, right? You know how they keep going on this notion that Xbox gamers make an excuse for everything? I mean, maybe it's high time they looked in the mirror and started actually listening to what they're actually saying, because they're no different to anyone else. But eventually, they're going to have to start releasing, even if it is some of the smaller games, they're going to have to start releasing those to the wider audience because they need the extra funding. And the console sales aren't exactly, consoles don't make that much of a profit. They're not a high profit margin sell. You're either making very minimal, breaking even, or you're making a loss on them.
What really makes the money here is the software. It's the
software,
games.
Software.
It's the games, which is why Sega is one of the most successful game publishers out there. And they doing it, bro. And they doing really good by just like delivering games. And look, I know Sega console died and all that. They stopped doing hardware. And it's because they were like, we're going to focus in what we do best, and that's the games. And look, I'm with it, because at the end of the day, people feel like, oh, you have to be affected because some games are going to PS5, but it's like, no, I'm getting a good deal on Xbox. I still get to play these games. Like I said here, the day that I'm going to get mad and pissed off about games going to PS5 is like if Xbox release a game on PS5 and doesn't release it on Xbox. You know what I'm saying? If they keep their own platform, it's like, whoa, we should be worried. But I don't think that's happening. I feel like they want, look, they disrupting the market. And the Sony PlayStation is taking the bait. They went already on PC. They're following them up. They already went to PC. Now they're going to Nintendo too. The Nintendo initiative. That's what we got to call it. Because, I mean, who else is putting games in Nintendo? Xbox is, right? Xbox is planning on, like, out the rip. Like, we saw the ABK deal. One of the reasons they wanted to buy Call of Duty was to put it in Nintendo. That's one of the reasons. So more people could access games. And how and why am I going to be mad about any of this? Because somebody get to play games. People who I talk to have PlayStation. People who I know in real life have PlayStation. And it's a beautiful thing that now we can play shit like Forza together. And I don't have to be, telling them this is good, this is not. You can try it for yourself, bro. Let's play some Forza. And that's a beautiful thing. And if they do with Halo, that's a beautiful thing too. That we're gonna be bringing more games and gamers together, bro. And that's what it's all about. It's about more people playing, not less people playing. So when you look at Sony PlayStation, what they're trying to do is to be so exquisite, so exclusive that you're keeping people away from trying games, from playing games. And I'm all against that because I feel like everybody should have access to all these games regarding on the platform. So that's a new narrative that Sony PlayStation fanboys have, that, like, not wanting exclusives, right, is a bad thing. Like, I'm all for it. At the end of the day, it sucks for you as a consumer to buy a PlayStation, a Nintendo, a PC, an Xbox, or whatever other things out there, how all these 7 different services, like, it sucks for you as a consumer. It sucks. It really sucks. And what they're trying to do is unify. Like, you like playing on Xbox, we're going to get all these games here. You want to play on PlayStation, play all these games here. Like, it is what it is. Just play the shit, man, and shut up.
There is one thing I will add to that, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, I don't know whether you're going to agree. You guys are agreeing this.
Of course,
and this is like an open question to you guys. I do feel personally that if you tailor your game to a specific platform device specification, you are going to get the most out of it and be able to push it as far as it can go. If you're making it for 10 different devices, 10 different loadouts, specifications on, like, for example, on PC, you have to sacrifice at some point certain things in order to get it to optimize and run on everything else. That is the only thing that I would say that is bad for the consumer, because, I mean, you're not getting the most optimized version of said game because it has to work everywhere else, which means, your platform isn't going to be 100% optimized. It might be 90% optimized, or there might be a
So
feature in there that
you're
would
trying
work.
to say that Reforged was right on that one?
Is that what he said?
He
Yeah.
said that having games developed for multiple platforms lowers the quality of the game.
It can.
I mean, okay, when you put it that way, I think it could, but
I'm not saying
at
it
this,
will. I'm just
no, no,
saying
no, no.
it can
Obviously, it's
lower it
gonna,
because
it's,
it's
gonna,
obvious.
it's gonna be a longer development time for sure. But companies like like EA, Ubisoft, and all these like big other companies like ABK even, right? Bethesda even, right? They done like multi-platform approach for years, and they had great success and great games. Okay, we can say that some of these games suck, some of these games good, whatever, but that happens all the time, right? So we cannot attune that to the fact that they develop them for each platform. Look, these developers are doing the job, right? And now, for example, you see that Indiana Jones released first on Xbox. They prioritized the Xbox platform. It was beautifully optimized. That game for the Xbox consoles. And now, if going to PlayStation, I think they'll have a great port too. Because I think they develop, right, and then we still get an exclusive window here on Xbox, and I
I
think
just
that's a good
personally
approach.
think it is determined by the
Well,
studio size and who's making the ports and how
And
good they are at making the ports.
exactly, I think that's what it depends on, and I feel like Indiana Jones is gonna have a great port. So, but we now have, like, for example, Call of Duty. It comes every year, and it performs great. I just feel like this is like more like on their developer, less than multiple platforms. It's more like, okay, we are consumers, so we have to put some weight on their shoulders. This is their responsibility to deliver these games. Now, it shouldn't be an excuse, because like I have a job, and I oversee different projects, right? For example, so I had to deliver these projects, and everything that I'm doing. Like, I can just not do one thing good and 10 things bad. For the most part, I had to have a certain type of a performance, and deliver my job correctly. So I think that's on them, bro. And like, the thing is, like, we try to defend these developers a lot. I noticed
I
a
don't know.
lot of
It's not
people.
about defending the developers.
Yeah, yeah,
Let me put it this way,
of course.
right? Let's say you're building a game, because I remember when I was working at Sega, and one of the games back then I was working on, I think it was Football Manager, and we were trying to get it to work on one of it was either the 360 or the PSP, I think, at the time. And we were having a lot of problems because, I mean, it would work really well on PC because it was designed for PC. But when they started putting it over to the console, they had a lot of problems, mainly because of the memory that the 360 had, the PSP had. It just couldn't do what the PC was doing. And eventually, the solution to that was that they had to strip more and more and more until it got to a point where it was acceptable. Not perfect, but acceptable for the platform. And that then in turn actually had knock-on effects on the PC version, as they were optimizing, because the code that was built from there that was being ported over was having a knock-on effect. And so that's the problem. But nowadays, it's even worse, because now you actually have, I mean, games built on Xbox are pretty much the PC code, right? Because the PC runs on GDK, the Xbox runs on XGDK. So, the PC runs on DirectX 12, which now supports DirectX 12U. Xbox runs on DirectX 12U. So they're very, very similar in architecture. So if you had, let's say, I'm just going to use an example, let's just say a massive world map, huge map, and you built it, it works great, everything's awesome. In order to optimize that, you can't physically fit it onto something that's, say, 4 gigabytes of memory. At that point, you either make a different version of the game and release it, which is one of the options. I remember my friend was telling me about that when he was working at Sumo Digital. They were looking at that sort of thing. Actually, it was with one of the Forza Horizon games that Sumo made. I think it was 4 or 3 that they did. There was actually a really big error on one of the maps, but cutting a long story short, you either make a different SKU and make that version of the game different to everyone else, or everyone else around you has to get a worse off experience because the lowest denominator can't physically do it.
Oh, okay.
And so at this point, because you're releasing it on multiple devices, whether it's the Steam Deck, the Asus ROG, and you're trying to make it compatible, the more devices that you build it on, the more diluted that quality gets. Whereas if you're making it for one specific platform, everything you do is engineered for that. That's why on PC you usually see more bugs than not, because there's a wide spectrum. And when I was testing like Total War on PC, from the lowest settings to the highest settings, we would see some of the craziest bugs just by changing the graphical settings. And then that all of that would need to go back into dev, and the dev time gets longer, the cost of the development gets longer, and then you need to hope that the return of interest is there when the game comes out and people buy it. So there is pros and cons to exclusives. It isn't 100% failsafe, because we've seen exclusives not really do that great. But we've also, but if you, as a consumer, if you want the best tailored experience, then you're gonna get it. There's that way of looking at it as well. So there's pros and cons to both. But that's just a quick, kind of TLDR breakdown from a development side of things, of how things can affect if they've got like lower memory or lower CPU speed, or just lower specs in general, where they can't handle as many characters on screen. It all affects it.
I'm glad that you said that.
I do have a question.
Go ahead. Or can you do your question real quick?
All right, Chaos. Let's say that you're in charge of a game right now. What kind of small army would you need to handle so many devices, like today, if you were still in this, into the developmental circle?
So the ideal way to do it is you'd have a separate development team on each version, and they would sync their project together. If it's running on Windows and Xbox, it doesn't really matter at that point. What you need to make sure is that it's optimized for the resources that's available. If you're releasing it on something like the Switch and the PlayStation, that's different language altogether. PlayStation is Linux-based. And at that point, like I remember when I was talking with the community manager for Outriders at the time, and I was having a discussion with him because, if believe it or not, the Stadia version of Outriders was actually the best version of the game, the most stable version out there, which is crazy to believe. But the Stadia version was the definitive version out of all of them.
That's crazy.
But the Stadia version was built by a different team. But the problem occurred when that development team wasn't updating the main team with the correct progress that they were making, and that's why they couldn't have crossplay. So ideally, you want kind of everyone in one area working on it to kind of thing. And it's like Starfield. That project started off with I think like 250 people, and eventually spanned 500-600 from 5 different studios. And the biggest challenge at that point is getting everyone in sync. If you can get them in sync, then the project will run smoothly and you're going to get a really good end product. If you don't have them in sync, that's when you're going to have a lot of problems. You're going to have delays, things going out of sync, deadlines not being hit. And and at the end, when the that red button starts to flash with the ocean button, that's when all hell breaks loose, because everyone starts panicking and crunch kicks in, and that's when you make mistakes. So you want it all to, you kind of want everything to gel together. You want a big team to be able to do it, but have them compartmentalized so everyone is kind of dealing with their own platform. They've got their own QA for their platform, but ultimately the versions of the game, if they need to communicate, they will. If they're not, they're kind of flowing at the same pace.
Right. And Chaos, that's amazing that you gave us a breakdown from a developer point of view, which is freaking dope. Thank you so much for that.
Hell yeah.
But that what I'm saying is like it'll be hard for developers, right? But the conversation is also like, are exclusives good for consumers, right? And a lot of people are saying that it's good for consumers because you get the best experience, right? But right, but at the end of the day, like as a gamer and you own multiple platforms, having an exclusive game is like not convenient for me. For example, I play games on my Xbox, and then I play games on my PC, which is capable as well. And I play the same games on my on my VR headset. I play it on the cloud. I play it on any TV that I go to, an Airbnb or whatever that have a Fire Stick. I go ahead and fire up my Game Pass. And look, as a consumer, that game not being exclusive to a certain platform keep me connected and engaged more with that game. So I'm talking about the consumer side of things. This is convenient for me because imagine now if I could buy, for example, let's say Forza, right? And Forza releases on PlayStation, right? But I still cannot connect my progress that I have on my Xbox, which is what I'm getting at. Technology is getting to a point that is pretty compatible with each other. We could say that it's easier now, and now with the integration of AI, right? It could make this process even smoother. So what I'm trying to say is like it might be like on the sense that getting the best experience selfishly as a consumer is good for you, but ultimately, I mean, I don't see exclusives being great for a consumer as a whole. Like I see way too many things against it. For example, games keep being exclusive, like you are excluding a bunch of people from playing this game and having also a success. Because like I said here, I post my content on Twitter, I post it on Instagram, I'm posted on YouTube, I stream on Twitch, whatever. One of them had a hit. Look, I got 2K subscribers. Thank you, everybody, on YouTube. But I got like 400 followers on Instagram and like 18 followers on TikTok. And it's like, okay, imagine if I measure my success, as a content creator just because I put my content in one platform only. And I was like, I'm going to marry this platform and I'm just going to do everything here when I had so many tools at my disposal. And that's what I'm coming from. So I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Like, from that perspective, as a consumer, it makes me feel like, and as a consumer too of my channel, for example, just this is an example, you could watch my content everywhere. You can go to TikTok, see some of my shit. You can go to Instagram. You got many ways to find me, which is convenient for you. You might be scrolling on your Instagram and you're like, oh, I found some Demo Flow Gaming, let me watch. Or going on Twitch, oh, he's streaming, let me watch. And it just like keeps you connected more and more engaged with media in general. So that's where I'm coming from. And from that sense, I feel like the games what they lacking right now is success. We need more successful games, more games that are like boom, Power Worlds. We need more Power Worlds. We need more Helldivers games that take off like that, new IP type shit, right? So that's what I'm coming from. So that's my perspective as a consumer. So that's nice, and thank you so much for having the contrast, right? Or having another opinion in the channel. That's awesome, bro, because we like to hear it too.
So just to break down what you said, this is why I was saying, like, for me, the approach that Microsoft has right now is working for me. Yeah. And it's allowed me to be able to game. So I'm not knocking the direction that they're going, because last year I was able to game more than I have been for the last 3 years. Right? Because I was able, and if you looked at my playtime between PC and Xbox, it was roughly like 170 hours between the two, almost identical. That just shows you how much I was jumping between the two platforms.
Right.
It was 170 hours on the PC, 170 hours on the Xbox. It was pretty much dead in the middle because I've got kids, I'm jumping around. If I had it only on the said platform, only on PC, for example, I'd have lost 170 hours of gaming. If I had it only on Xbox, I would have lost 170 hours of gaming. So it's definitely benefited me. I'm not saying exclusives are the be-all and end-all. I was just saying that there are pros and cons to both. There's probably more cons than there are pros going for an exclusive game. Yeah. But at the same time, there are still benefits to it. But I understand and, like me personally, appreciate the flexibility that they have in place right now.
Yeah.
And what was that last point you made?
I don't know, like everything being connected. That's basically what I was saying. Connecting my games,
Cross-play, cross-save.
Cross save, being able to play with my friends that are on different platforms and then playing the same game. It's just like the way I see it, just like makes more sense. And like, you know, people say that Phil Spencer is like, you know, I don't know, with the kumbaya, people say it with with Sony and all that, but I think he's doing this for the gamers, and we have to look at the bigger picture, because I mean they're doing a great job of doing cross-play, play everywhere, all of that stuff, and I use it all the time. Like I played literally Avowed on my Xbox, and I opened it up on my computer because I wanted to see how it looked, and I'm taking my Xbox. It's the weekend. I'm taking the Xbox to my living room, but sometimes I want to make some content creation shit. I see something, I'm like, oh shit, let me go to my PC, clip this part so that I can show people what I'm doing. So as a content creator and game enthusiast, it's just like a blessing. And as a gamer too, because imagine that I have, for example, my little cousin in here, and he wants to play Avowed. I could just give him my Xbox. He could play on my
that's
Xbox.
Pretty much what I've been doing.
With the guest account, you know, he can play my games, and I could play on my computer. Like it's just like the flexibility. It's just like they doing it for the gamers. So guys, let's look at the bigger picture. But thank you so much, Chaos, for making a cameo here, bro. Anytime, I would love to go to your show too. If you ever wanna, you know, have me.
Yeah, definitely, dude. We'll arrange it.
Yeah, of course. Keep in touch on Twitter. You know, we keep the conversation going. Thank you guys so much. But you already know what time it is. It's 1 p.m. It's Valentine's Day, so we have to go ahead. You know, spend some time with the old lady. You know, with my newborn. Yeah, you got to do what you got to do. Go out running, try to get that gift right away. You already the last minute type shit. So thank you everybody for coming.
Gotta love time differences.
Shout out to Cha. I know Chaos. He might be late over there, right?
6 p.m. here, yeah.
Oh, it's not too bad.
I've just finished work.
Quick question, Chaos. Where you from? Because you have
UK.
a British accent. The UK?
I'm in the UK. Yeah.
Okay, so don't tell me you're a Manchester City fan or Arsenal.
Don't be silly.
Him and Chili had a big conversation about that yesterday on stream.
Oh my god!
I follow the greatest team in the Premier League, the one that's going to win the Premier League.
Liverpool?
No. Don't take me with that rubbish.
Bro, I don't know. I can't tell because my favorite
Manchester United.
And they're gonna win the Premier League.
Damn straight. In my dreams, they will win it.
Bro, I'm a Manchester United fan too. Straight up. Like I've been a Manchester United fan like since the 90s. I was a kid.
He plays FIFA all the time.
I'm on FIFA all the time. You know, doing I don't know. I love Manchester United. Yeah, I got a love for them. Sometimes I'm here with the kid. Sometimes.
What's up, Bullets?
I love it. So that's awesome that you're a Manchester United fan. I was like, damn, you know, our chemistry is so good. Imagine if he's a Liverpool fan. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna my heart is gonna be
not a scout. No,
it's so good. No. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Honestly, just thank you. Great dude. Go ahead and follow him, guys. Chaos Lounge. Shout out to him, bro. You're a beast, man. Thank you. And shout out to him, boys, Powerboss, and you know, Archangel. So I want to start with our guest. Chaos, let know everybody where they can find you and what you've been up to lately.
I've just been making content through and through. Lots of videos planned. I've got a review for a light gun for PC that should be coming out hopefully next week.
Nice.
Just need to finalize it. But yeah, we finally got light guns that actually work with actual games, which is really cool. Been having a lot of fun with that. Like a lot of fun.
Fire.
But yeah, where you can find me, easy, youtube.com/@thechaoslounge, and on social media on X, you'll find me at ChaosProMZ. So if you want to hear the shenanigans that we get up to, those are the best places to find me.
Twitch and YouTube.
You on Twitch too?
Twitch, yes. I generally stream gacha games over there for those that are interested in those.
Twitch.tv. Infinite Nikki?
Nah.
You were talking about Wuthering Waves.
Wuthering Waves,
Genshin Impact, Terra Fantasy.
Right.
Actual good games.
Wuthering Waves it's cheesy. I'm gonna tell you, but the combat, wow, the combat is so freaking satisfying. It's so engaging. I love the combat of that game.
You can't slander waifus in his presence.
No. Waifus are lifers.
Oh my God. Well, thank you so much, Chaos Lounge, once again for coming through the show, man. What a blessing to have you. I'm super, super honored. What's up with you, Power Boss? What's going on?
You know me. I'm everywhere. I game. You have me. I'm there. I'm mod for Chaos. You know, I help out whenever I can. I help on his streams. You know, I'm here. You can always find me here. I'm on Ono. It's Alex, Fertanga, Minxie, Gara, Klutzy. I'm everywhere.
You're like Xbox.
hey, I'm on the Brove Nation. If you want to get contact with any one of the other content creators, let me know. I'll hook you up. I will give you all the information you need.
Make it happen.
Even some of the pony channels.
Damn. The elusive man of gaming is pulling the strings.
I game everywhere. I have my PS5, but I don't play on it that much. Not lately. Last time was Final Fantasy VII Rebirth and Armored Core 6.
No, it's pretty good games.
Can I just answer that one thing in the chat?
Go ahead.
Bullets says, just be warned, he's always late. I was late to this one too. I was late here too.
Nah, you weren't late. You weren't late because, like I told the guys,
you were working.
This is you were doing.
I literally just finished work.
They already knew. But yeah, thank you everybody for coming. Thank you, chat and everything. Archangel, what the hell? What you been up to? I saw you uploaded a video not too long ago.
Yeah, I'm gonna be uploading a video soon. I'm gonna be talking about how I felt about the state of play. Y'all can find me on the Archangel Nexus YouTube or the Archangel Nexus Twitch. I'm always streaming gameplay, classics, or Call of Duty. And before we go, I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. Chaos, awesome chilling with you. I'm always watching your show. And my dude Power Boss, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show, man. And thank you, chat, it's a pleasure. Yeah, seriously,
and I have a Valentine's gift for you guys, which I'm gonna give you right now in 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, Ra. Yo, Chico, boy. Ra. Hey. Demo Flow Gaming. Boom, boom. I'm back. Ra. Ra. Boom, boom, boom. Listen, yo, Chico in the house, papi. Woo. Dale. Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over here, ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over there.
Yeah.
Ponies over there. Yeah. Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over here, ponies over there. Ponies over there. Ponies over there.
Ponies over here, ponies over there. I smell caca, ponies everywhere. They don't play no games, only do their console sales. It's because ponies ain't got shit to tell. Astro bought the best, but I haven't played. That's what I hear the ponies tell me every day. Ponies be so silly, but I had no pity. They dissed us for the decade, but now Xbox leady. Now they got no games, karma is so weird. You wish that on Xbox you even volunteer. State of play was mid, filled with PC ports. Third-party games saying you're your pony love. Waiting for Foresight, I was almost 5 years old. Copying for remasters, damn that shit is cold. Do it for the plastic and all the pony blow. That's why Sony got you spending all your dough.
Hey, what's up? That's a little song in there. All the members can go ahead and check it out. It's out for the members only. I'll release it because I'm planning something big. I'm not gonna tell you. I'm not gonna spoil the surprise, but I'm planning something big with the music that I'm making. Video game role related. Not always messing with the ponies. Have Call of Duty tracks, Starfield tracks, like music, gaming music. Because I feel like that may be inspiring the younger crowd, right, to do something positive, right? Like talking about video games instead of street rap and stuff, right? Like which is like very disruptive and bad for the youth. How about we talk about some games and talk about the enjoyment, right, on the video games?
Absolutely.
One of the things that I've been doing here in the channel, thank you everybody who stayed. That was my Valentine's surprise. And thank you for the 2,000 subscribers, man. I'll see you on the next one. It's your boy, Demo Flow. Check in. out.